Oh, nice. Thanks for being here, Wreckers. I mean, shit. Wilso. The great Wilso! Thanks for being here, Wilso. Ugh. Still kind of recovering. I always try to lift before I stream, and whatever reason, my stomach was churning on this one. Alright, I've been putting this off. I did some family stuff over the weekend, some Easter stuff, but we probably, well, we certainly could have still made more progress than what I made last week. I guess you could say my desire isn't exactly burning, but I still want to finish what we started. That's 100% on Nightmare. How the hell are you, Wilson? I'm guessing you got everybody to 57 at this point. One isn't a shirt, it's for stickers and a notebook. So wait, is this for a shirt then, or just stickers and a notebook? The fact that I'm in the States though, Wreckers, I really don't want to, like, I'm trying not to be a dickhead. I just also don't want it to cost you a bunch of money, because I know you'd have to ship it down to the States, and that probably costs, you know, extra. So, like, I'm grateful, and I'm excited, and I love your stuff, but I don't want it to cost you money. Especially with all that's going on. Oh, the store's in the States. I just didn't want to cost you money.
You. This match is not won yet. Come find me.
So we're gonna have to do what we were doing, where we like gotta make sure the fast travel at the end of the map gets utilized. Otherwise, we're gonna have to do so much backtracking. I'll do my best to find all the stuff, and then if I can, I'll pull a guide up. I'm looking for a new store, though. You don't like the store that you're using right now? How come? Hey, we can get this one up while we're here. I think there's a one up in this area. As a token. Oh. True story. Jesus ripped and tore through hell before the resurrection. I like it. I like it. In Canada, if I can find $12 t-shirt cost me $30 Canadian to send. Yeah, see, that's way too much. Send it to your fellow Canucks, my man. As your friend and a fellow streamer, as I say, I love your stuff. I just don't want to cost you money. Especially with what's going on in world events right now. Can I go back here? Like, my brother-in-law lost his job over the weekend. Things are just getting rough. And he's in medicine. He's a physical therapy assistant. He didn't lose his job, but he's basically down to 0 patients. So, yeah. And I know that if somebody who works in medicine is losing their job, this shit's everywhere. That was the coolest thing I've seen yet, man. That was neat. I haven't seen that one before. I watched your video, Will, so on all the tips for Nightmare. That was a good video. That was a really good video, actually. I liked all the stuff that he talked about. Most of it. Like, I'm gonna definitely do his advice on the runes, and I'm definitely gonna do the ice grenade thing. Yeah, the rocket launch. It was interesting that he doesn't like the minigun. He likes the shield. Granted, I'm not going to be doing Ultra Nightmare. I'm going to do 100% this, and then I'm done with Doom. So we can move on to some other goals. No, it's still a good video. He's good, really good at Doom. I'll get you guys in a second, sorry. This game's kind of rough about reading chat while we're in the middle of it. Good, yeah, okay, so that was one of his tips right there, too. Was to use the rocket launcher on the whiplashes, and yeah, that insta-killed it. Send a ferry across the Great Lakes, 5D chess, ice to meet you. Let's kick some ice. The Ice Age. Brought on by a massive asteroid that killed 98% of all life on Earth, but not horses, oddly enough. So strange, how the hell did horses live through about a millennia, an eon of fucking darkness? I'm still working. I know, I didn't say you weren't working. I'm saying my brother-in-law got basically laid off. This is how, yeah, they got slugs. I played some City Skylines to chill out yesterday, because that's normally my chill out game and just relax, and I can't do it on Xbox anymore. I've played the hell out of the game, I love it. I've beat all the scenarios, I've run multiple cities to 100,000. It's one of my favorite games. It's in my top 10 now, it's probably my 9th favorite game ever. I just need it on PC. It pisses me off, because it's basically like being a high school it's like being in the NFL, but still being stuck at the high school level. That's what it's like to play on console with City Skylines. You can't get things perfect like you want. You have to do everything manually. You can't build intersections like what you can on PC. Basically, what you do is you sit there when you really get good at it on console, and you micromanage roundabouts and curved roads, and that's your whole life, and I just can't do it anymore. I want to play that game on PC, so whenever it goes on sale, because I've put it on the list twice, the goal list, to do all the scenarios as a Let's Play, because I do love that game, and I want to do some content for it, just to do a capstone, because I could talk a lot about that game, especially how it basically boils down to being a traffic simulator, and that's the heart of it, and that's why the two best DLCs for that game are all, they just deepen the traffic, the traffic simulation, which is Mass Transit Industries, which is completely off the topic of Doom, I know, but yeah. Love that game, played the hell out of it. It's basically been my #1 off-stream game here in the last year. Time period, not year date, and I just can't do it on Xbox, man. Performance kind of sucks, and like on PC you can literally just copy and paste different interchanges. I mean, it's fine. I can send them still working. We have a 3-month runaway currently. Send me your favorite. Please send me your favorite. I'll wear it with pride. I love your stream. I love your content. You're one of my favorite people. Just send me your favorite, please. I'm guessing I have to send you my address. It's hard to go back when you've ascended. Yeah, it is. And all the people I watch for City Skylines that are like really good at the game are on PC, of course. And it's all the mods, man. You can literally change the speed at which your traffic moves. You can dictate when they can change lanes. You can put in massive exchanges and interchanges. And the game boils down to traffic. And so on Xbox, on any console, you're pretty much limited to fucking roundabouts. Or variations of a roundabout. I want the real fucking deal. I want to build better cities. I'm sick of building the same fucking city. Especially because it boils down to basically like, unless you challenge yourself and like build a stupid town like only bicycles or only electric cars. That game is so generic if you don't do it that way, because the best way to do it is just build a grid. And you build a grid, you can have a 100,000 person city in 4 to 5 hours. So it just takes all the fun out of it when you like really see the meta. Oh, I wanna be on PC for that game. from now on. I loved it, man. I loved that game. I put so much time into it. I literally used to dream of traffic patterns. So when I was building Stage 2, I didn't really get to play games, but about 2 weeks, it was like City Skylines was, because I had my shit hooked up, and I just dove into it, and I would dream of traffic patterns. And I learned a lot about real-life traffic patterns. This is like totally, fucking geek talk, I don't care. It was really interesting to me. I became just obsessed with it and addicted to like seeing traffic. I would fall asleep. I would spend like fucking 16 hours on that game off stream. I filmed a lot, but that doesn't matter. And I would just crash, just like exhausted sleep, and just dream of cities and ideas and traffic patterns. And yeah, pretty much I woke up one day and I realized it wasn't fucking fun anymore. Because it was the same shit. Pretty much I think what ruined it for me is I built this really epic exchange. Yeah, I know, I'm ranting and raving about nothing that matters to you guys, but content. Built this epic exchange. It was roundabouts within roundabouts. And it had a tram line, and it had a great subway metro line. It had a bus stop for kids to go to school. It had a high school and elementary school for every neighborhood. It had a college in the middle of it. It had a park parallel to the campus. It was the city of tomorrow. And it basically boiled down to exactly the same shit as if I had just built it into a grid. And I think that's when I was done with it. And I worked hours and hours on it. Maybe some of you were like this. I know I was. Legos were my thing, man. Legos were my toy. I could lose days with Legos. But I see my nephew, he has Legos, but he builds to the set. He gets the thing and he'll build the model perfectly. He's really good at it. He'll do it in like a couple hours. But he always follows exactly the instructions. That's how his brain works. I was the kind of kid that never followed the instructions. I just built cities and stories, and then I would make like stop motion movies on a really shitty webcam on this Hewlett-Packard computer we had. And I would create like dinosaur stories, and I'd create fucking miner stories, and just like, the two different brain types, the logical and the creative. My nephew's also really good at math. He's only in 4th grade, but that's like his subject, and I was never very into math at all. So it's just interesting to see the two different brain types at work. Damn it. That might kill me. Pressing B. It fucked you. That's what it felt like. Yeah, I didn't feel screwed over. I still, like I say, really like that game. I want to make a capstone of it. It's just that because I'm on Xbox, that's mostly what it is. Because on PC, you can make stuff like, you can make everything perfect. You can literally line it up exactly what you want. You can make the railroad tracks, like, be right on top of one another, for instance, rather than having to rely on them. Ooh, that was close. That guy hit me, I was gonna die. Pretty much, it's just way too imprecise and way too imprecise on console, and there's no way to redo it or remove it once you've built it. And on PC, you can literally copy and paste ideas and then dictate how that traffic moves. And you can mod it to make the city work more logically. So like on console, basically what you do is you just end up building a bunch of shit. Like say you're having a death wave. The game is really cool. It simulates a lot. So like people get old, you know, and then they start to die, and then you get a thing called a death wave, and it's a really difficult thing to balance because you have to balance employment with it, you have to balance new people into the city, you usually end up getting a lot of unemployment because people have died, and that causes factories to leave, and so it's like complex. But the answer to that on console is, oh, just build more morgues, just build more crematoriums, and it never really solves it. You just end up spending $10,000 a month on budgeting out crematoriums. Where on PC, you can install a mod and the city works more logically. They'll use cemeteries and crematoriums that are closer to you, rather than like, what happens on console is limousines just drive wherever there's a dead body. So you might have a limousine, a crematorium or a cemetery right next to a dead person's house, but it works in priority, so it'll go for the fucking house that's clear across the entire city, and so now it has to work against all the industry traffic and against all the commuter traffic, and so it only spirals out of control, and your only answer is to just build more crematoriums and put even more hearses on the road. And so yeah, like that stuff really, I'm done with it. I want to play on PC where I can make it make sense that the hearses are going to prioritize whatever's close to them. You're not putting me back in the cooler. We got a 6'4" tub of Legos at a yard sale one year. It was my life accretion for years, making spaceships to fly around the house in big castles. When you were a kid, Rikers, future traffic consultant. What I love about it is I learned a lot about civil engineering. Stuff that I never thought. Like literally that game, City Skylines, it's kind of like SimCity in the back in the day, that like they used to actually start putting it in classrooms because it was considered so well done, which is why I love Will Wright. The video game industry needs a Will Wright so badly. But, you know, it was so well thought out that, like, schools... Oh, no. Oh, well. Literally, like, adopted it. Well, the same thing happened with City Skylines. Like, there's a mayor in Denmark, and every year they build a city on City Skylines. Like, I just learned so much about how traffic flows and about how cities are built and how they're laid out and how much thought there is into it. It's not a deep simulator with like water, and they did a really cool like green cities DLC that was about like, you know, future technologies, alternative energy and like net zero homes. But it's really underbaked, unfortunately. And I just think it's too free. I like the scenarios. I like when it challenges me, like only use wind with zero pollution, and like in the mass transit and the disaster deals like scenarios, like, because then it's forcing me to think. But basically the game is just about total freedom, which is fine in limits to me. Like, I want to choose to do that. So basically it's like, why would I purposely get myself? And that means same exact policies, same exact taxation, same exact grid, same exact parks over and over and over again. So yeah, I want to go to PC. Yes, when I was a kid, not in my 20s. Nice. Yeah, well, when I was a kid, I had Legos, and they were the shit. That was what I did. I had an Xbox, I had Legos, and I played in the woods a lot and built forts. I'm just gonna go back and get the shit. I'm gonna try to be as completionist as I can. I'm still gonna 100% this. I'm just gonna have to go back. I need to figure out a better way to get rid of those guys. I'm taking too much damage. That's how I got rid of them on Ultraviolence a lot, but they've got that AoE pound, and that's hurting me. Another thing I need to do, well, it's good that we go back to, though, because we need to work on challenges. Which is gonna help us a bunch. Yeah, like we need to get Flaming Hook, so once I beat this level, I'll probably be on the ship, on whatever they call it, the big ship we flew in on. And I'll just go back into the level we just missed some stuff on, and I'll get the Flaming Hook done. Stuff like that. And I'm gonna follow that guy's advice from the video you sent me, Wilso. If you're not Will Wright, you're Will Wrong. What I really liked about Will Wright's games back in the day, because I've got older siblings, so my brother especially, is like, if you open those games and you read the manuals, it'll have suggested reading. Because Will Wright's, you know, come on, that G word gets thrown around a lot, but he's probably that G word. And he reads stuff that he doesn't know a lot about to get new ideas, to like challenge himself. Like if you look at the back of The Sims, there's like all like The Sims, the original PC Sims. I remember my brother had it, the big box, big PC box. And you look at it and the suggested reading is like home design stuff and like human psychology, and like it was like 20 books that Will Wright had been inspired by that's like suggested reading. You know, today it's like loot boxes and it's lowest common denominator shit. And I just like the idea that the medium challenged you. You know, not only in your reaction time and your dexterity and hand-eye coordination, but like intellectually. I'm not trying to be real highbrow uppity, because obviously I'm not that person. I can't enunciate half my fucking words right. I can't spell right. You know, I'm not that guy, okay? I totally come from a working class background and that's what I understand. But at the same time, as a believer in the medium of video games, I just feel like the future that they were trying to make then was of a much different ambition than today's medium. Today is about maximizing the monetization of the software in large part. And even though games are by and large better, you don't see fucking Will Wright with like the back of City, the back of SimCity. SimCity's just so sad now. City Skylines is now the king of the city simulators. But like, you know, it was Civil Engineering 101 and how sewer systems work and how power grids work. Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot more lock-on bursts this time. Remote detonate's fairly okay, in my opinion. It actually can do some work against the Pinkies, and I think it's going to be useful in the Marauder. We need always online single-player SimCity, okay? Isn't that so sad? It's just so sad. You had a game that was literally used in schools because it was, so well regarded. And they DRM'd it to death. You know, and they did some interesting things with the last SimCity, even though it's garbage, where they were like, they had one interesting idea, and it still didn't pan out good. And the interesting idea was, oh, fudge. Cities have to rely on one another. Like, it's tough to have New York without corn in Iowa. You know, not just the United States is interconnected, but the world is interconnected, but they were trying to do that like in a microcosm. So you would build these really tiny cities, and then you would build another city, and then you had to link them up and make them trade. But the whole way the game worked is just so trash compared to like City Skylines. There's just no freedom in the modern SimCity, and then of course it had that disastrous launch. This needs to be up. And then I need to double jump it, and then I need to dash for the wall. The defense videos... Oh, no, I'm gonna have to dash to get that too. The defense videos have already started, because there's two main things players complain about in Doom Eternal. And that's the Marauders, and that's the platforming. One enemy, I don't care. You can defend it all you want. It's fine, except for that dog. It's great, it exists, it's fine. Fuck that dog. At the very least, you have to nerf the idea that the dog is the spawned dog that's shot by its own enemies. And the platforming, people, you know, and basically, if you want to go against the crowd right now, you make a video and you say, in defense of the Marauders or in defense of Doom's platforming. Thompson, Georgia. Oh no, it failed. Well, by Max. Yeah, it's all Max's fault. Man, that's terrible. Jesus. What part is that near you? Wind is just bad. We had a tornado touchdown in the county just to our east. Really close to us as well. We have thunderstorms, a few tornadoes a year, but only a few have ever been close to that. That was in 1985. Wow. I didn't know you got weather You've been telling me for a while you get bad thunderstorms in your neck of the woods. But you've moved, right? You're in Quebec now, and you used to be in the Toronto area or Ontario. Ontario, right? You were in the Ontario area. Do you miss Ontario? If that's right, I'm sorry, I don't know if that's completely right. Few counties to the northwest, so damn, you were close. And we had one touchdown just to our east last week, but it wasn't terrible. A double wide got flipped over and a tree got uprooted. Just missed us. Terry grew up working. Oh, in Quebec. Oh, you've been in Quebec for a decade plus? Oh shit, I didn't know that. I thought you were new to the Quebec area. The one thing that I can't follow that guy has is the quick swap. On controller, we can quick swap one weapon, that's it. So. It's whatever our last weapon was. Which is why I get pissed at the dog, because it throws my loophole off, because I have to pull out another gun. Damn it. Typically to, deal with the dog, and then I've got to hurry up and reset my quick swaps to try to deal with the Marauder. That sucks. Damn it. Oh my god, let me fucking... That was so difficult to get that fucking execution in. Here's the thing about Doom. Never stop moving. It's a good execution. We had the freaking glory kill right there. I took way too much damage when I let him jump on me. Never start stopping. Yeah, I moved 2007, 2008, but I moved to a new city to the border of Ontario, Quebec. Do you miss that city? And how's the better half right now with the dental school? Ooh, nice. Swing and a miss. Oh, he just fucking blew up. I wanted a glory kill. Oh yeah, I don't have 2 frag grenades yet. Meat hooker. A nightmare, just any sort of like stupid damage is enough to fuck you. Damn, I wanted a glory kill there bad. Should have got that glory kill, rip. Wasn't smart of me. How do we want to deal with it? You know what? Well, hell, 1 rocket was enough, I think. Gotta be on it with the reaction time. As far as I know, yeah, it's still one of these guys. Is it just 1 rock? Yeah, 1. Wow. 1 salvo is enough. Well, maybe. We had some damage in there before that, too, though. I know there's still a Mancubus chilling. Where is it? Unless we killed it with that grenade. She's doing online classes, all theory portions for now until stuff can be done in clinic again. So they didn't force them back to school like you were talking about for the sake of the money. That's good. I wonder what happened to Liberty University in the States that decided to start up like 2 weeks ago. Before peak was even a thing. I hate to say it, there's gonna be states in America that this shit is really only getting started. And we're probably gonna see a massive, like, we had Easter yesterday, we celebrated. My family did. We didn't get together like that though. They stayed in the backyard, we stayed on the deck. And we kept distance. And it sucks, but it is what it is. That's what we gotta do.
But I think you will be impressed.
Because the alternative is so much worse. And I know there was a lot of churches that got in session, didn't do online stuff at all, and people got together, and I just think we're gonna see another big bloom, unfortunately. Quebec kitties. Yeah, the government put their foot down, said nay, you cannot, plus they said that, do it, and we shut you down. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's good. I hear in Canada, you guys are getting $2,000 a month for 4 months right now? Everybody? Is that true? You guys basically have universal income right now?